Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Frosty here with another video. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing well myself. Drop a like on the video if you've been liking the content I've been pumping out. Anyway guys, let's jump straight into the story time. So this story time is about this weird older teacher I had. He was about 65 or older. He looked really old anyways. And it's during my junior year towards the end. And let's call my teacher Mr. Creep, since this is what this guy was. So it's getting close to the end of the year. I would say out 2 months and then I'd be free. So it was a pretty normal day so far. You know, I woke up in the morning, got dressed, I'm looking good, and I get to school. Before school can start, I make my way to get breakfast at the school, and your boy absolute munches down on some shitty ass breakfast. I mean, like, absolutely destroys it. And then the bell goes off and I make my way through the day as normal, get my work done, and then probably mess around on my phone, being bored. Fast forward to about lunchtime, and yet again, your boy is devouring more fuel. I had Mr. Creep's class right after lunch, and I had grown to hate this class because of this guy. He was just like one of those super annoying and boring teachers. This is like the only class I had a hard time keeping my eyes open in. That's how boring this guy was. And he taught business, so it was like even more boring. It was an intro class, so yeah. It was pretty boring, and he would make us read these like really long ass documents and not really teach anything. And then we'd have like a bullshit test right after, like the day of reading it, which was bullshit. And then he was always calling out kids, basically telling the whole class that a specific kid wasn't going to go places or they were failing. And to me personally, if you're going to be a teacher like this and call out kids for that type of shit, don't be a teacher, because you have to be a huge piece of shit to treat your students like that. And yeah, just don't be a teacher like that. Anyways, he was just annoying and kind of a dick. And something else was just off for some reason. Sometimes he just didn't teach, and this is because there was a younger girl. I think she was either a freshman or a sophomore. I hope she was at least a sophomore, because she would have been a little bit older. But she was definitely younger than me at this time, and I guess forever too. Fucking retarded. And let's call her Taylor though, and most days, almost every day, I'd say at least 3 times out of the week, I would guarantee that she would be Mr. Creep's class. Like 15 minutes into class, which is annoying and fuck to me, because at least for me, I don't know about you guys, but it's really hard for me to just to sit in class and not do anything and just scrolling on my phone. That shit sucks dick, and time goes super slow for me, and just not a good time for me overall. So these days where Taylor came into class sucked. So this day was my lucky day. And this fucking bitch walks through the door and goes up to the desk. But before I go any further, let me talk about her relationship with Mr. Creep. I thought it was really weird. I mean, like, she would come into class and then go talk to Mr. Creep, who was like 65 and old as hell, wrinkly as shit, and would almost like flirt with him. I sat at the back of the class, and they would like literally joke back and forth and laugh at each other like two high schoolers flirting with each other. Well, back to the story. So Taylor walks into class, and I'm just like, fuck bro, this class is boring enough. And she goes up to Mr. Creep, and they're talking as per usual, and like 10 minutes pass, and I'm just on my phone wasting away, being super bored. And I sit back in the back of the class, and I can hear both the teacher and the girl laughing like how two high schoolers would laugh. And my homie, let's call him Jared, looks across at me from his seat, because we weren't allowed to sit near people we knew in there, which fucking sucked ass. Like, there was 8 kids in that class, and it was a pretty big class, and we were super spaced out of each other. He sat like in the middle row. I sat in the absolutely back of the class. But let's call him Jared. So he looks across at me, and he's like, what the fuck are they doing, bro? And he mouths it to me, and I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? So I slowly slide my computer monitor out of my view, and now I can see Mr. Creep's desk. And they're both just laughing as usual. Mr. Creep is laughing a little bit too hard, which is kind of creepy. And at this point, I'm just getting weirded out as usual, but I just ignore it. And this is going on the whole time where I'm in class. And they're like almost whispering to each other now, but really loud, but not to the point where I can exactly hear what they're saying, just loud enough I can hear them whispering. And I could swear I could smell this fucking teacher's nasty ass rancid breath, and I'm like, ugh, what the fuck? Because he had rancid ass breath. That shit was gross as hell. But they start whispering, and my friend yet again gets my attention. I'm like, yo, what do you want? He's like, look towards the teacher's desk. He like points at it. I really wish I didn't do this, because what I saw is not a sight I want to see at school or ever. Well, I looked because I was curious, and I noticed that Mr. Creep's hands are not where they're supposed to be, especially since he's a teacher. They're on this girl's shoulder, like just one hand, and just not placed still. He was like rubbing her shoulder really slow and awkwardly. And they're both super close, like up in each other's face, and both were kind of blushing, like if they're both high schoolers. But anyway, she did not seem to have a problem with this, at least I thought, because she looked like she liked it, which is weird. I'm gonna stop talking about that. And they keep whispering and giggling at each other, and me and my homie are like, dog, what the fuck did I just see? And we're freaking out towards the back of the class. He's in the middle row, super quietly, because this teacher was also known for flipping his shit on students that were making noise in class. It was a super quiet classroom, so we're making sure to keep quiet. And the end of the class is coming soon, and I cannot wait till the end of class. Like, I could not wait to get the fuck out of there. And about 10 minutes before the bell rings, and Mr. Creep and Taylor sadly part ways, and they're both like, bye, like girlfriend and boyfriend would do, like high schoolers. And keep in mind, my teacher is old as fuck, and I'm still freaking out in the back of the class. And this man, Mr. Creep, has the audacity to stand up, go to the board, and he's like, oh, sorry guys that I didn't teach today, I got distracted. Me and the girl that came in had to talk about her grade. And he gives like this fucking half-ass disappointed look, and he looks around at the people that are failing the class. One of my friend was one of those people. The whole time in my head, I'm like, dog, shut up, you old ass creep, bro. Like, you just spent the whole class period distracted with a high schooler, dog. But anyways, been through his bullshit ass performance that he put on after basically flirting with a high schooler the whole period. The bell rings, and I zip zop the fuck out of class, and I go to my next class just like super disappointed, which was my last class of the day. I was just super disappointed in humanity, and I was like disgusted, and I was just done for the day. The rest of the school year, while I had this guy's class, was the exact same. This girl kept coming into class, and they kept being weird with each other. I probably should have said something, but I didn't, because I'm a dumbass, but I probably should have said something. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I don't know if she liked it or anything, but I know a couple weeks before school ended, he got fired, which I have no idea if he got fired because he was a creep or didn't fucking teach his class. And everybody that had his class hated him except for that girl, which is kind of weird. I mean, like, only one person out of a million students only like him. I don't know. That was really weird. But anyway, guys, that pretty much wraps up the story. I'm super happy that this guy got fired. And hopefully Mr. Creep learned not to touch kids, or hopefully he's locked up where he deserves to be. And hopefully Taylor learned to not be a victim. Anyways, guys, there's 3 morals to the story, which number 1, don't get rizzy with your students if you're a teacher. Number 2, don't get rizzy with your teachers if you're a student. And number 3, teach your fucking classes. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This one's definitely a crazy one, so drop a like on the video. And don't be like Mr. Creep. Anyways, later guys, stay frosty.